Hey guys, I'm a science potato, and today I'm going to be doing a commentary on one of my 3D models. Here I've created the factory from StarCraft 2, a video game I'm a big fan of, and I have a bunch of videos on that on my channel as well. And I'm going to also pull up the concept art here that I use as reference to create this. The concept art is just a single image from sort of a diagonal view, kind of like this. But I'm a big fan of designing things how I want rather than sticking to a plan. So I'm using this art as just a concept to get an idea of how I wanted to go about creating it. But we're going to do a quick flyby of the different features on this design before we do the commentary of the whole build. We got a lot of detail here in the text. I wanted to put things from the lore in there, so I put the name of the structure as well as the different types of vehicles and machinery that it can create. You got a little sort of control center up top there. You can see there's actually a door there. So if we spin around to the back, actually put a little break area, table, some drinks and chairs, and a bit of doodads sticking out the back. You can see through to the inside. Everything on this design is designed to print without support and also consists of only two pieces. We have the base and we have the top. So it's very easy to print. You can also tell from the satellite dish here, in order for this to print with no supports, I couldn't really have a steep overhang coming out like a regular satellite dish would. So I kind of gave it a feature that would allow it to print without needing that support structure there. We got a gap here and a bridge under there as well. This file is posted on my Thingiverse account for free, and it's been up for a few days now. I've also done the supply depot, another structure from StarCraft. See, we got some detail on these on-ramps here. And generally on every flat face, I'm looking to have at least some detail there. We got a door there, leading upstairs through the inside to there. Got some doodads on all the walls, a few artillery shells, some exhaust vents up top, and making sure to have features from all angles. So now I'm going to turn on the sketch data, because you may be wondering how you go about creating this 3D model. Where did it come from? It pretty much entirely came from sketches that I created in the software, just 2D designs using lines and circles. So I'll turn those on now, and they will be overlaid on top of the solid 3D model that you can see. So there's all the sketch data. You can see there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of it is multiple layers deep. But it's kind of still very cluttered, so I'm going to turn the 3D model off. And now we're just looking at the sketch data. I pretty much drew all of these lines just by hand, basically. Some of them were projected, though. You can see how some of these lines right in this area, there's no defined edge to them. Some of these lines have very defined white or blue lines. These sketches do not have a line. Like, I can highlight something, but it's not actually there. Those are projected geometries, so that's actual sketches taken directly from the 3D models that those planes are on. You can see our ramp here. I just designed one ramp and then copied it a few times. And then along the bottom here, we have our design history. So every one of these little buttons here is a function I use to create something. So the ones that look like little pencils and paper for sketching is a sketch. And these blue rectangles that look like extrusions are an extrude function. And that's what you use to pull a 3D model out of a sketch that you've created. And we have our chamfers for chamfering, pattern functions for creating multiples of the same object, copy commands, move commands, and lots of other commands. We have a very long list here. Lots and lots and lots of commands. All the way back to the beginning. So what I'm going to do now is position this model in a position that kind of gives us a pretty good view of most things that are going on. And now I'll turn the sketches on as well. Now I'm going to hit the play button at the bottom here, and I'm going to provide a commentary of the design as it basically replays itself. Because it's captured all these functions, it can replay every single command to show us a time lapse basically of the creation process. So let's begin. So we start at the beginning with a few sketches of some rectangles to create the base. We can see I'm now working on that path here. All I've done is sketch some triangles and some lines on different angles and used extrude commands to extrude those sketches into the shapes that they are. Now we work on the base structure here, very simply blocking it in and getting a general shape and sense of scale so I know how big certain features should be made. Now that I have my scale and my maximum dimension set, I can start to refine my 3D model, going from simple blocks to more complex geometry. And we can see all the sketches appearing as I sketch the design out first before it becomes a 3D model. Now I'm adding some detail on the front of the roof, and there's some detail going in on the top as well. While it's going through this process, I cannot actually move the camera, so this will be the camera view that we have. But we'll be able to see all the sketches. Now the back wall is coming in. And there's more detail going on the roof. You can see those sketches appearing there. And now I'm starting to shape one of the exhaust vent structures on top. And once I've got that mostly refined, I can then copy it a few times. And now we slowly just increase the density of the geometry on the model until I have an amount that I am satisfied with. Now we're adding that satellite dish. Adding some more detail to it. It'll be one of the main focal points, so I wanted to make sure it was worth looking at. So you can see there's quite a bit of detail on it. And now we add some more detail to the front face. And a lot of this detail I'm adding is just generally simple shapes. So we can see up here, there are those two cylinders that are tilted slightly with a ring underneath. It doesn't look like anything else, so it reads as its own thing and just adds to the visual information the design gives. We've got our text right here. I actually sketched this text using the text function of Fusion360 and then just used a simple extrude command. So all of this was done effectively with 2 commands, which is really nice. Now I'm starting to block in the control center on the back. Adding some doodads on the wall, little chalkboard looking thing, as well as some controls beside it. Now I'm adding some detail on the inner walls here, making some little shelves with objects on them, making sure to try and differentiate things as much as possible. I want to have the most impact for the least amount of effort. Got a couple gas burner jiggers here. And now we have our incinerator coming in as well. We're adding some detail on the right side here. Filling these walls up. We have something that looks like a cupboard of some sort. And some diagonal rectangles on the side. As long as you have a few sort of centerpieces of the design, everything else just kind of plays on that and really gives you something with a fidelity that people enjoy looking at and seeing all the different little bits from all the angles. Now we're adding some shelves here and copying and pasting them. And there's a few small bits going on these shelves. You can see a little jigger there and a couple other jiggers beside it. More detail on the left side over there. Some of these objects, like these triangular shapes here, there's one peeking out the side, are there to represent lights, and it's just a single object copy and pasted. Same with these cylinders here, they're just cylinders of different shapes and sizes, merged and given smooth filleted edges. So most of the detail is in now, and we're starting to sort of refine things. Yeah, it would be really nice if Fusion360 had an option where you can press a button and pause this function to turn the camera and then let go of the button to resume so you can continue viewing it from another angle. That would be a really nice feature. Because there's not a lot we can do right now. I can't move this camera. And we can see those doors going in the control area, leading to the path out back. And now we can see the sketches going in for the ledge with the little break area on it, and sketches going in for a few of the doodads I have out back. A lot of the shapes on this, like these little hook looking features on the top here, I just designed one of them, and once I have that one designed, I can copy and paste as many as I want anywhere I'd like. And if I ever need to change them, I can just change that one original one, and it will modify all of these with the same changes. So it's really quick and easy if I need to change a feature on something that there are many of. And I believe we have finished. There we go. That's how we made our factory. So I'm going to cut back to just the very beginning now. And we'll walk through just the first couple steps. So first we can see our sketch here. This is where I defined the maximum size I wanted this thing to be. Our 3D printers have a build area of 300 millimeters on the X and the Y, and 400 on the Z. So I wanted to keep it below 300. So we can see we're 290 by 290. So I know that my design will fit within the confines of our printers. Now I'm starting to create the base and starting with the ramps. So I've just been doing extrude commands and chamfers to create angles like that. can use this extrude command here, select an enclosed sketch, and now we can see I can pull a 3D object out of that sketch. And that's the vast majority of the process done to create this. And go ahead, skip a few more steps, see as we continue to add more and more detail to this. I can hide my model so you can see the sketches on that plane. And that is my commentary on my factory that I've designed in Fusion360 from StarCraft 2. This file is posted on Thingiverse for free, so if you'd like to download and print it, well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed my video. I'm Science Potato. Please like and subscribe, and check out my other content as well if you're interested. Thanks. Bye.